And that's my cue to start the show. Welcome to another edition of the Hard Rocket Sports Show, live from high atop Hard Rocket Sports Studios in beautiful St. Monroe, New Jersey. We are your 3-hour weekly get-together. We bring you all the biggest news from around the worlds of hard rock, heavy metal, of course, the wide world of sports. And guys, welcome to Thursday, December the 8th. I think we got 4 Thursdays left this month, and counting tonight, 3 before Christmas. So buckle up, Buttercup. We ain't got long tonight. My partner in crime, Mr. Jeff Towinski, is a little under the weather. We're going to do maybe an hour. We'll see till Jeff runs out of steam. Could be early, could be a little later. Plenty to talk about, whether we get to it this week or next. We got Jacob deGrom leaves the Mets. Aaron Judge returns. Brittany Griner gets out of jail in Russia. We got NFL stuff. Let's see what else is on. The Jets, Giants, big games last weekend. More big games this weekend. It's December, great football. We got the holidays. There's so much to get to, so much to talk about, and a short amount of time to do it. So I'm not going to hold off too much longer. I want to get my partner in crime on, but I do want to say one thing to our dear friend, Mr. Joseph Gonzes. Joe, congratulations. I must say it's on the end of the Around the Kid show. Joe, it's not a congratulations that the show has ended. It's congratulations what you've accomplished. 7 years. You've talked to many of the giants in the industry. You've done it all, and nobody works harder at their craft than you do, Joe. And I know from my point of view, congratulations. Thank you for your help with this show. And I know you'll be doing more in the future. So a big shout out to our good friend Joe Gonzes. And also, I couldn't do it last week. I'm going to do it now. Happy birthday to Mrs. Towinski, Mrs. T, 80 years young. Had a great time at her party. I couldn't say anything last week because the party was a surprise and I didn't want to blow it. So happy birthday, Mrs. T. If you're listening, it was a great party. It was great to be with everybody. And again, to Joe Gonzes, congratulations, Joe. The best to you, your family. And again, I know you'll do other stuff in the future. With that being said, let me get my partner in crime, Mr. Jeff Towinski, on. And let's kick the show off. Like we always do. Jeff, eh?
What's up, man?
Jeff.
I think we have a lot of light tonight here.
You see that, my friend? I see that.
Yeah.
We got a special announcement to make. I don't know if Jeff wants to do it. It's kind of the sister show has a big announcement with our good friends. Jeff, it's the holiday season, and we're always out there promoting our good buddies at Hemp Wizard Beard Care Company. And, of course, you guys go to hempwizard.net for all your gift-giving needs for the holidays. And Jeff is a unpaid spokesman for the company. He's on their video, and he's a big user of their product. But Jeff, big exciting news coming out right now. It's on the website.
That's our own signature scent is coming out, man. The Audible, I believe we called it, right?
That is correct. Named by you, my friend. Named by you.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, let me see if I can get a picture of that up on the screen here. Hold on a second. I don't know if I have the capabilities, but I'll give it a shot. Let's see.
Look forward to.
Let's see if I can work some magic, Jeffrey.
It's a big hit with people, you know.
Let's see. While I share screens, I'm going to get my dad on. Let's see. There it is. Share the screen. And there it is. Let's see if we can blow that up a little bit for everybody to see a little better. Let's see. How's that? There you go. Now we got it, Jeff. So talk about it. You were involved in the production. I think you helped pick the scents out, correct?
Yeah, I had a hand in it. That was peach, leather, and apple scent.
A little fall kind of thing, right?
Fall football type of feel and stuff to it. So it's I got a little sample bottle of it a couple months ago. It's nice. It's good. It works well. It smells good. Everybody likes it, and now it could be yours too.
That's it. So we'll be
website and order it.
We'll be going on this weekend and ordering some for ourselves, which we will give away on the show over the next few weeks. I'm going to give out some for Christmas. I placed a nice order a couple of weeks ago. Going to do some more ordering. A lot of people in my life turns out have beards or need some skincare products. My wife absolutely enjoyed, loved the hand lotion. She had some winter skin. Used it constantly. Loved the, I think it's the strawberry switchblade. Can't tell you guys enough. If you're out there and you're shopping for your holiday gift giving needs, you need some stocking stuffers. Boy, oh boy, if you need stuff, for skin care or beard care, guys, Hemp Wizard Beard Care Company. Joe Casano, Mike Weiss were two of the best guys that I've never met, but big supporters of our show. Great sports fans and obviously music fans, and they get it. And I'll tell you what, folks, they make a great product. My wife's a big endorser of it now. Jeff, look at Jeff. How good's the beard, Jeff? Show right the beard. The beard is snowy white. He can actually, it's pretty close to playing Santa Claus type. Come on, Jeff, you're close.
I don't know about that, but
Jeff,
it's getting there at length. And listen, it feels smooth. It feels nice and, soft. And that's all that matters, man. It don't look like a wire. It looks like a wire brush, but it's not.
No. I can tell you, I got to feel the beard last week, folks, at the party, and it's silk, I tell you, silky, I tell you. So, in all seriousness, folks, you can do it year round, but it's the holidays. Load up, get in touch with our buddies at Hemp Wizard Beard Care Company, and get your holiday gift giving needs right there. And I'm telling you right now, you can't get faster shipping than these guys. I'm telling you, I ordered on Saturday or Friday night, and I had my stuff on Monday or Tuesday. Guys,
yeah, they know how to expedite shipping, man. And Joe, thank you.
Yes, and of course,
Gallon for her glorious stash.
Yes, and Jeff's Aunt Edna's getting a special order this year, right, Jeff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, listen, she needs it.
Yes, absolutely. It'll be a extra special Christmas with Aunt Edna if you can sneak a little of the beard care product on there, Jeff.
With hair or a fucking tarantula that lives on her chin.
Well, either way, whatever it is, it'll be smooth when it rubs up against you. That's it. So, hey, Carrie, boys, how are you? Carrie certainly doesn't need any beard care product, but she could probably use the skin care products. So, I'm telling you guys, if you're a hand lotion person in the winter, skin care products, these guys are the bomb. So please, again, hempwizard.net for your gift-giving needs. See Joe Casano, Mike Weissman, and I'm sure there is some sort of a code. I want to say it's code 20 off. I think that's still the one out there. Guys, I'm telling you, not because they support our show. They're good dudes and they got a great product. So anyway, Jeff, let's get the show started. Jeff, how was your week?
Good until I got a cold.
Yeah, you don't sound right, my man. You don't sound good.
No, I'm not feeling very well.
Yeah, so we'll again, when you're ready and when you've had enough, we'll call it a day and move on.
I mean, I even left a retirement party early today because I didn't feel good.
Wow, that's wow. Free food, drink, and you
no food, no free, anything.
So how kind of retirement party is that?
City retirement party.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Oh boy. Hey, first off, I want to say again, happy birthday to your mom. The party was great. You and your brother did a great job.
That was my brother that took care of all of that.
Well, whatever. I give you credit. You were there. It's your mom. It was a good time.
Just being honest, my brother went there and he lives over that way.
Yes.
He went and took care of it and took care of everything, planned everything, did a nice job.
Yep, it was a good time. It was great to see your parents and other people I haven't seen. So I'm sitting across from Joe and his lovely fiance, and we made some plans to go on the Monsters of Rock cruise in a couple of years. So let's see if we can make that happen. Of course, who knows? But of course, I'm pumped for that, and it was a good time. Saw your parents for the first time in a few years, so it was nice to see everybody.
Yeah, and how about that one?
Oh boy, here we go. I'm getting private messages. Never a good thing. Yes, her too. Yes. I'll leave that comment off the air, but all good. But Jeff, if you're a sports fan, Jeff, it's been a really interesting week. Jacob deGrom leaves the Mets. Aaron Judge puts the irons to the Yankees and gets a 9-year, $360 million deal. We got let's see, Jets and Giants playing big games. Let's see, we got a lot of NFL news, but I want to start off the show with a little bit of politics mixed in with sports. Yeah, I just read your second comment, Jeff. There was a lot of uproar today. I'm going to get my dad on in a minute, but there was a big uproar today with Brittany Griner, the former WNBA player, who was, I guess, released on a trade, not an WNBA trade, Jeff, but a trade with Russia. The United States government and the Russian government got together, and they pulled off a blockbuster deal. And I think we got hosed, but We give up an arms dealer who was, involved in many arms deals that caused the death of people, and it was a big sting to get the guy. And he was traded back to Russia for Brittany Griner. And I'm curious what you think. I mean, there's a lot of people who thinks, well, they couldn't get Paul Whelan, the Marine, but they got somebody back. There's other people say, if you couldn't get Paul, you shouldn't have just settled to get Brittany. How do you feel about this?
I should have left her there. I don't think she should have been put ahead of anybody else. A Marine should have been put up first.
I'm with you. Here's the thing. Now, I understand, listen, a U.S. citizen is a U.S. citizen. So, having said that, I understand bringing back somebody, but you gave up an arms dealer, okay? And for a woman who plays
he's
basketball.
rehabilitated by now.
Yeah. He'll only be smarter now to sell arms to our enemies. So while I don't begrudge anybody from getting out of it, I mean, to listen for some vape products that had some cannabis oil in it. Obviously she was a pawn. They searched her, they found that she got 9 years in a penal colony. She's been there for 9 months. Did she deserve it? Absolutely not. Now, I by the way, do not think that this trade should have happened. And I'll say this, and yes, I'm going to be an asshole and say this is a woman who knelt at the anthem, didn't have nice things to say about our country, yet when she got in trouble in some other land, she went crying back to this country for help.
Of course.
And we gave up this person for the Merchant of Death. Jeff, I'm sorry. This is not a win for the Biden administration. The only person who won in this, well, two people. Putin won because, again, made Biden look like a jerk. And two is Brittany Griner and her family. They get her home.
Sadly, yeah. But, there's no way to look at this to say, what's the good in it other than you say, okay, that's one less American held overseas someplace.
Right. Yep.
But I firmly believe that she went in there with that stuff knowingly, bringing it in her luggage, knowingly she was supposed to have it there and all this other shit.
Well, she just thought, here I am, I'm a big star and I can do what I want to do.
And get caught with it.
Yeah.
And, that being said, she caused her own problems. But as far as, you're going to put up an arms dealer against a basketball player, I just don't really see that. I don't. Yeah,
I believe if you were, this should have been, hey, we're gonna get Whelan for this guy and Griner. Listen, to me, I don't want to let this guy out of jail ever. But if I'm gonna do it, it's gonna be for a hero American, not for a basketball player who essentially doesn't like this country. And now all of a sudden, now I'm curious, Jeff. If you're Brittany Griner, you're coming back home a couple of weeks from now. You're all, fed. You're all fed, and you got your medication. You slept for a few weeks. Do you come out now and say, all right, I was wrong. I should never have knelt for the flag, for the anthem. I love this country. Or do you think she goes back to being the same old piece of shit that she was before? And I'm sorry to say that. I think she was a piece of shit.
Leopards don't change their spots.
You know what? You're right. Listen, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I said it when it was happening. They have every right to do what they want to do, to protest, to do whatever they want. I have the right not to like it and not to support it.
There you go.
So while I understand the relief that the Griner family, I heard her wife interviewed today, and she was crying, and she's happy, and she should be. Nobody deserves to be in a Russian penal colony, for 9 months because of what she did. But she did break the law.
When you break the rules over someplace else, man, you're at their mercy.
Yeah.
And she chose to do this, and when she did it, she knew what could possibly happen, and it happened.
Yeah.
And this is it. You can't turn around and say, well, I don't get in trouble here, but I could get in trouble there, but I'm going to take a chance.
Jeff, makes no sense to me. Yeah, I agree. It makes no sense to me why she would do it. Maybe she got a taste of, what she was thinking was better, outside of this country. Maybe it gave her a rude awakening to now where she'll come back. She'll appreciate this country and the people here. But listen, it was 50-50. I mean, I heard Boomer Esiason today. I heard Micah Parsons before, I guess, people got to him, came out and thought it was bullshit that she got out and the Marine was left behind. There were people who were supportive of it. They said, as long as we got an American out, I can't be that supportive, Jeff. I just can't.
Right. I mean, listen, if you look at it either way, I understand the point of people saying we got an American out.
Right.
But you got an American out that was rated maybe, say, 1 versus a Russian that was rated like 10.
Correct.
You know what I mean? There's no comparison.
No, it was not a good trade.
You know that you're going to get backlash on this. You have to get the Marine out also. That's all there is to it.
100%. The mumbler in chief strikes again. Another time we look stupid on the world stage, and the guy can't help himself. But listen, he'll take the bows. He will go out there and pat himself on the back, and he'll get the whole Griner family and the WNBA are going to support him. And they'll while he's sleeping in his chair, running for president in a couple of years, they'll be out there supporting him. But I'll tell you this: the guy has again embarrassed this country on the world stage, Jeff.
Listen, there's no way he's ever going to win again. There's no way. It's impossible.
Totally impossible. Listen, I didn't think it was possible to win the first time, but you're right.
First time was another story. The second time, it's totally. It has to be impossible. There's no way.
Listen, I agree with you. Let's move on. We got lots to talk about. Aaron Judge being the big topic. I got a feeling my dad's going to want to talk about Aaron Judge. So without further ado, let's get my pop.
Say hello to your dad, and then I got to go check on something real quick.
Sure. Hold on a second. Let's get him on. What's up, Pop?
How you doing, Jeff?
How you doing, Mr. Florio?
Wish your mother a happy birthday. I hope many more.
Thank you. I will. But right now, I have to check on something real quick. I know you guys.
I hope you feel better.
Hey, Jeff.
I'll be right back.
Okay. What's up, Pops? What's on your mind this week?
A lot, man.
Yeah.
I think we wasted $360 million. I'm sorry.
Well, Pop, I don't disagree. Listen, what I said to everybody was I'd like to have the guy back. He's obviously a good ball player. I'd love to have him back at a reasonable contract, 5, 6, 7, even 7 years, good price. I didn't want to get into the 8, 9, 10-year contracts. Here's the question. Okay, so you got Judge. He's got a lot of money. Everybody's happy. But are the Yankees any better today than they were yesterday or at the end of last season?
That's my whole point. You can look at this from 2 points of view. You can look at this from a Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner point of view, where you're going to fill seats up. You're going to do a lot of things. Sure. You can look at it that way. Or you can look at it as my point of view, a fan. Did you do anything to improve yourself? No, you didn't. You've been with the Yankees, 4, 5 years. And I'm not taking anything away from him. He deserves it. Listen, you deserve anything you can get. Mm-hmm. If somebody's stupid enough to pay you, the owners come collective bargaining time when they have to bargain for it. They sit there and they cry about how much money, but they can't wait for the meeting to be over so they can spend their money.
Sure.
So who's the idiot?
Again, here's the problem. So Jay paid Judge $360 million. Who's going to pay for it? That we are. It's going to be higher TV contracts, so higher cable bills. If you go to the stadium, the ticket prices are going to be up. The concession stands are going to be up. The parking is going to be up. We're the only ones paying for this. The Yankees aren't paying for this. The Yankees, they're just collecting money. They're just moving it around.
They're not losing money.
Exactly. Yeah. But again, does this preclude the Yankees from doing? I mean, listen, I love Rizzo's back. All right, I do. I love that Rizzo's back. The problem is, and I like Bader's in center field. Okay, but at this point, who's playing left field? Who's playing third? Who's playing short? And who's playing second? I don't know if I can go through another year of Gleyber Torres at second base. I know I can't go through another season of Josh Donaldson swinging from his knees. I'm praying that one of the kids is going to play shortstop this year. I mean, they signed IKF, but I'm hoping that's as a backup role and that one of these young kids are going to pop into that spot. And you still need bullpen help, and you probably need another starter. So this team is far from finished. The Are they going to win 90 games? Yes. The Yankees will win 95 games or better this year. But can they win when it counts? That's the question.
Well, what do you do if he goes down? Are you in trouble?
Well, listen, yeah, but you can say that about most of the teams and their big stars. There's very few teams who can. I mean, listen, the Yankees did a pretty good job last year. They had tons of guys out, and they were able to connect. Now, I think they're going to wind up with a Benintendi type or somebody like that. I would love to see that. I still think they'll go get another pitcher. I don't know if it'll be anybody big. I'm hoping they make a trade of Torres. I hope they just cut Josh Donaldson. So we'll see. There's still a lot of time left to get there. But this right now does not make me feel like this team got any better. And we better win soon, because 4 or 5 years from now, as most of these contracts will tell you, he will not be anywhere near the player he is, and he will just be a big spot on the accounting ledger.
It seems like that's the truth. And Donaldson, I definitely don't like. Gleyber Torres, he should be gone.
Yeah.
And they need a contact hitter.
Yes.
They need a couple of hitters that are contact hitters, not the guy swinging from his ankles, and not the guy swinging from his eyeballs.
I agree with you. So, I mean, listen, I like Judge. He strikes out a lot. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. The guy hit 300 this year. But big spots, he always strikes out. Playoffs, he was 0 for 8 with 7 strikeouts at one point. This team is still built exactly the same way. Now, I told this to people at work. I told this to people on the show. If Judge doesn't come back, feel weird, but it wouldn't have bothered me. Take that money and go after a bunch of guys who play the game a little different.
That's what I was hoping.
Yeah, to a certain extent, so was I. Now, again, can Judge come back and have a good year? Yeah. Is Judge ever going to hit 62 home runs again? No, it's just not going to happen. It's happened legitimately. 3 times somebody's hit 60 home runs in the entire time of baseball. The thought of Judge hitting it 2 years in a row is not going to happen. So let's say Judge hits 42, 43, 44 home runs. People are they going to feel the same about Judge next year? If the Yankees come up a little short again in the playoffs, guys, they booed him this year. Wait till next year with that hanging over his back, Dad.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's a very tough. The only one that won, I think, were the Steinbretters in baseball, because he's a great advertisement for baseball.
Yeah, the Players Association won. They got another guy who's got more money for the next. Look at these contracts they're giving out. That the guy from the Phillies, Trey Turner, got 11 years. I think Bogart's got 11 years for the Padres. They're giving out 10, 11, 12-year contracts like they're water. They're locking guys up until they're 40 everywhere you turn. And, these contracts just don't work. When are they going to realize that?
They're worried. All they're worried about is putting bodies in the seats, because they figure now people, it's just money. That's the bottom line. Yeah. You need somebody that you could use on TV. Aaron Judge this. He's perfect for them.
Oh, absolutely.
But he's going to wind up another Roger Maris.
Oh, listen, 100%. The guy is going to be a great face for the Yankees, great face for baseball. He's a big, strong power hitter. But here's what I don't want to hear, Jeff. And I don't know how much you're reading about this or following it, but I don't want to hear Aaron Judge come on TV when he does his press conference with the Yankees to officially announce the contract and say, "Well, I always wanted to be a Yankee." No, you did not always want to be a Yankee. You became a Yankee because they gave you an extra year and $40 million. Had the Yankees not given you an extra year and $40 million, you'd be walking around today in a San Francisco Giant uniform, Jeff.
Yeah, listen, that may very well be true, but something I want to address that you said about the contract and everything. A reason I think a lot of these teams sign these guys so much to these long-term deals is because in 3 or 4 years, if he's still playing at a high level, they're getting him at almost a discount with the way that contracts are going up. So, it seems like a lot now, and it is a lot of money, don't get me wrong. But in a couple years, he's going to be like almost a bargain player. And they're going to say, well, Judge is only getting $36 million a year. This guy's got $45 million or $50 million a year. But the salaries are just out of control, totally out of control.
Yeah, the problem with it, Jeff, is nobody can point to me to one contract that they've given out that's been a 10-year deal that the last 3 or 4 years haven't been a hindrance. Even Jeter's deal Both the A-Rod's deals weren't great at the end. Pujols' deal, so far, Trout has not lived up to it. I mean, and he's still what Cano's deal. None of these 10-year deals work, but they keep giving them out. And I understand your point. I get it.
Totally agree. But the player's not going to turn around and say no.
No, of course not. But if the owners turn around and say, "Hey guys, I'll give you 5 years. I'll give you a little extra money every year, but I'm not giving you 10." Eventually, they'll take it. The problem is there's going to be 1, 2, 3 owners, right, Pop, at the end who's going to buckle. Yeah. I mean, how did Jacob deGrom get 5 years, $180 million?
Coming up played it 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, I like deGrom. I think he's the best pitcher in baseball when he's healthy. But when is he healthy? And the Mets won 101 games last year, basically without him. So to me, the Mets, I thought the Mets did a great job. They said, "Hey, we're going to give you 3 years. I'll give you $40 million a year, but I ain't going past that." And he took 5 years from the Rangers. So, again, there's always somebody out there willing to give you stupid money, Dad.
And the Rangers aren't even a team in contention.
I think I want to say they won 68 games last year.
Yeah, he's not going to help them win that many games.
No. Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen? What is it? Next year, Ohtani's contract's up.
Yeah.
So can you imagine what he's going to be going for?
Yeah, there's going to be a guy, first guy trying to get $50 million a year.
And I mean, they finish 4th or 5th every year.
Yeah.
So you could do that without him. What the hell do you need him for?
That's the point. Listen, if you took Judge off the Yankees this year, they don't make the playoffs, and they probably are an 85-win team without Judge. Yeah, okay? That's why he was the MVP. That's why he's, easily the best player this year in baseball. But you take Ohtani or Trout off their team, all right, they're even worse, but they didn't even smell the playoff. They're a 5th-place team or 4th-place team. So, I'm sorry. While I think Ohtani's a special talent, I'm sorry. I don't put it up that high in my book. I just don't do it. So,
terrible.
But to Jeff's point, the contracts are out of control, but there's only the players are going to keep trying, Jeff, and the only problem is the owners become willing to pay it. So if somebody's willing to pay it,
of course, as long as somebody's willing to pay it, it's going to happen.
Jeff, if you go to the pork store and you say to them, "Hey, I want some bologna," and the guy says, "Sorry, Jeff, I got to charge you $10 a pound," and you're willing to pay the $10 a pound, then all right. The next time you come in, he's going to say, "Jeff, it's $12." As long as you keep buying the bologna, he'll keep selling to you higher and higher prices.
It's a good analogy.
Yeah, it's because what it is. It's full of shit. It's full of bologna on these guys. Yeah. So listen, I know it's a big thing for New York, then the Yankees. I looked it up.
Good for baseball.
Yeah. In 1996, the Yankees were worth $600 million. 1996. 26 years later, the Yankees are worth $6 billion. So that's the brand. And I say that because I think they've missed the playoffs once since 1996. They've won 5 World Series since then. They've had easily the 2 biggest faces of baseball in the last 26 years with Derek Jeter and now with Aaron Judge. So the Yankees, beside being a baseball team, guys, they're a brand and they're a business. And they've increased that much in their they are easily, especially in baseball. I think they're fighting with the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys might be worth just a little bit more now, but the Yankees are at the top of the game as far as how much they're worth. And you think about 26 years ago, that's a lot of money.
They're the biggest draw in any sport.
Well, Cowboys are close, but the Yankees are bigger because they do more. There's more games. But yes, the brand, the Yankee brand, is the biggest in the world as far as I'm concerned.
When you look at these stadiums, Baltimore and Chicago White Sox, maybe there's 5 people in the stand. Yeah. Yankee comes, they almost sell out.
Yeah,
but like you said, it's very hard to sit here and feel sorry for either side because you're dealing with millionaires and billionaires.
Yeah.
So to feel sorry for them, I don't think so. Man.
No, but again, Pop, here's the thing that hurts is that eventually it comes down to us. Look at you and I. We can't watch Rangers and Knicks games because MSG wants to charge more money to pay for everything that they're doing over there at the Garden. And Comcast doesn't want to pay it, And now what happens? We lose Comcast. We lose MSG on a thing we can't watch.
Yeah.
So
It's going to wind up being independent.
yeah,
Everybody's going to be separate, and you're going to pay for everybody separate.
Correct.
Because you can see that they're not letting this happen.
No, I agree. But again, good for baseball, good for the Yankees, good for Judge, and good for the Yankees. So it's winners all the way around. But I said it, I'll say it again. I would not have been brokenhearted if Judge wound up going someplace else. Because I got to be honest with you, he's here for 5 years, and we haven't got to a World Series yet. Now it's not all on him, but he has not played well when it really crunch time mattered. But he gave everybody a great season this year. And I guess he got rewarded for it. So good for him.
Well, he threw the dice.
Yeah.
He ended up with an 11.
Yeah.
God bless him.
Yep.
I'm going to let you guys go. Have
right,
a good one, Jeff. Say hello to everybody.
I will.
I'll see you over the weekend.
You got it, Pops. I'll see you over the weekend.
See you later.
All right. That's my dad. He checks in each week with us, and love having him on. It's a lot of fun. And hey, Jeff, I just want to go back to one thing I said before the show. Our good buddy Joe Gansas has put the mic down. No more shows from around the kit. Joe's has put out the message, and he's retired. So I made sure I wished him a congratulatory text message, and a Facebook post, and then a little something on the show. It's amazing. 7 years for Joe.
Yeah. Yep.
I never thought. I just saw him Saturday night. Huh?
Did he say why he was stepping down?
In the message he did, and I tell you the truth, I saw him Saturday at your mom's party. We sat across from each other all night, and it's funny. Neither show came up at all. We didn't talk about it. We were so busy talking about houses and retirements and going on trips and stuff like that we never talked about it. And then I was a little surprised today. I was waiting to get gas or something, and I just happened to flick over to Facebook real quick, and I saw Joe putting a message up, and I was like, wow, I was shocked, and he didn't say anything. So, but like I said, I'm always grateful for Joe for what he did for this show. This show probably wouldn't be here if Joe hadn't stepped in and been the producer for a year, but then he went on to bigger and better things with Around the Kit. And congratulations to him and his whole staff and everybody associated with Around the Kit. And I'm sure Joe will do some other things in his future. Jeff.
Yeah, well, we will see. Time will tell.
All right.
See where it leads him to and what he does.
Yep. Let's talk a little football, Jeff. I think that'd probably be our biggest bet. When you pull the plug whenever you're ready. So you just you pull the ripcord and let me know when you're done. Again, guys, Hard Rocket Sports, Jeff and Tom here. A couple weeks from the holiday. Jeff, you getting excited for Christmas?
Yeah, I got my front of my house all
looks beautiful. Your whole place is lit up. The backyard, the front yard.
Yeah, pretty much. Wait till I get this electric bill.
I got I've downloaded I should say DVR'd a whole bunch, all my Christmas favorites. I believe when I get off the air tonight, the house will be quiet. My wife should be sleeping, so I'm going to go in and watch some of that stuff in front of the tree. So I'm looking for just waiting that message. Anyway, so yeah, guys, we got a lot of stuff. I got next week. I'm gonna preview some new Christmas music that was sent to me by our good friends at Corners of Sanctuary. Mick Michaels and the boys sent us some Christmas music to play to get you to upload it this week.
Yep.
So I'll do that next week, and so I'm looking forward to a couple more weeks. It goes. I've been listening to Christmas music now, close on 5 weeks, and now we're less than 3 weeks to Christmas. And about 4 to 5 weeks away from the whole season being done, and it's very depressing.
I don't listen to Christmas music until Christmas Eve.
Oh, you're out of your mind.
And then only then,
I listen constantly. If I tell you constantly. I got 5 channels on my radio.
Jeez,
right. I just go back and forth all day long. Once in a while, I'll go to some sports talk. I'll go to a little news. And then I'll just sit there, and all of a sudden I'll just start blasting Christmas music, man. And I'm just loving every second of it. So the only thing I can say is if it was a little colder, a little grayer out there, it would be more Christmassy. But I don't mind the warm weather, though. I got to be honest with you. So
yeah, I hear you. It's going to get cool. It's going to get colder.
That's it. But we're enjoying the holiday season. Glad you guys stopped by tonight. Lots to talk about. Tell us about your holiday experiences. Have you done all your Christmas shopping? Tell us what you're doing out there. Jeff, I have done very little Christmas shopping to date. I will be really kicking off the gift buying season this week.
I haven't done anything yet.
Oh, really?
No, nothing.
Yeah, I got a little online stuff to do, and then I gotta have to do a little brick and mortar shopping. So
I blame my wife.
of course you do. Poor woman. Jeff, let's talk Jets and Giants. So in December, we're still talking big football. Now, both teams did not lose this week, but the Jets did. Giants tied, but felt like a loss because they should have won the game, but it did not hurt them. Jets are still, they're outside, I think, the playoffs at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. But let me ask you, let's get to a little Mike White, because that seems to be everybody's big topic. I don't know how much of the game you watched, what you watched in replays, highlights, all that other stuff. I'll say this. Based on what I've seen so far, I'm not telling Mike White is the future of the Jets. I would just say he's this year's future. I don't see any reason to go back to Zach Wilson. And nor do I think he should not get a chance to be a starter next year. Your thoughts?
They're definitely going back to Zach Wilson soon.
You think so?
Yeah, of course. Before this year's up, he'll be back out there. They want him. They need him to succeed.
I got you, but are you putting that ahead of getting to the playoffs this year?
Listen, I'm not the coach.
Jeff Towinski, you're the coach.
So that they want him to be the future of that franchise.
I disagree with you, and here's why. I think his teammates don't like him. I think if
don't like him.
I think if there's any reason that he is the quarterback this year, is to increase his value to be traded in the offseason. His teammates don't like him.
I don't think they're going to trade him.
I don't know, Jeff. I got to be honest with you. I don't know.
He's had 300-yard game in his career.
We said 2 now.
No. I'm talking about Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know Mike White has had like 4.
Yeah, I listen. Here's the thing. I don't. Well, again, I still
he
don't
also
believe
threw the ball 57 times on Sunday.
Huh?
He threw the ball 57 times Sunday.
Yes, and again, that's poor job by the Jets and the play calling. But again, I don't think he's the future answer. But I think he deserves not to come out. And I think if you want a chance, here's the thing: if you're building for the future, I agree with you. Get Zach Wilson back on the field at some point. If you're trying to make this year's playoffs, then you got to play Mike White, because Zach Wilson's not getting into the playoffs this year.
No.
So now, Jeff, if you're the coach, how do you stand in the locker room and tell 52 other guys, well, I know we have a better chance to win with Mike White, but I'm going to play Zach Wilson even though you don't like him?
Listen, Mike White right now is 1-1 so far this season.
Yeah,
he's only played 2 games. Now Buffalo is going to be a big test for him. I'm telling you, I see Zach Wilson coming back for Jacksonville. That's what I think.
So let me ask you. So what if the Jets lose 28-23 and Mike White goes 22 of 35, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 200 and something yards. You're benching him at that point?
I think Salah is going to bench him at that point.
Boy, that's a tough sell.
I really do. I think they want Zach Wilson back in the game. That's what they want.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not telling you you're wrong. He said it. He said it out loud. But I don't think there's any. I mean, you listen to Garrett Wilson. You listen to some of these guys talk. What's his name? The other receiver, Elijah Moore. I mean, they're not blasting Zach Wilson, but they are pumping up Mike White. So to me, this is a room that loves this guy. He's playing well enough. Again, I'm not telling you he's your future. I'm just telling you he's Mr. Right Now. And if you take him out and put Zach Wilson in, and Wilson looks like he does, this team's going to disintegrate in front of you, and that's a tough move to make.
Well, is it a tough move to make? Yeah, it is. But right now, the guy that you use to replace your starter is 1-1. Yes, he's had a couple good games, but he's 1-1. now he's playing against Buffalo. Let's see what happens against Buffalo. Then he's going up against Detroit, who's not exactly a pushover this year.
Not anymore. Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying that I bet you any amount of money come Jacksonville, Wilson will be behind center.
I'll take that bet because I don't think there's a chance in the world, unless Mike White gets hurt or unless for some reason over the next 2 games, he just shits the bed. I don't think he can. If Mike White keeps playing well enough, or unless the Jets get eliminated, which I don't think is possible till the end of the season, but I'm going to tell you flat out, I think I would be shocked if Zach Wilson's back on the field this year, barring an injury.
Well, that's how I'm looking at it.
No problem. Now, having said that, Jeff, I thought watching the Jets, one thing I noticed was one thing I'm going to give them is, while I love the way my Giants are playing, they're doing things with smoke and mirrors. The Jets are a legitimate team with some really legitimate players. I mean, when you look up and down that roster, and you got defensive Gardner and DJ Reed and Quinnen Williams and Quincy Williams, and then you go on the other side of the ball, and Garrett Wilson is going to be a monster in this league someday. When you and of course with what's the receiver, Breece Hall, there's some really talented players on this Jet team, and they need to fix the offensive line. They got to get maybe a little more help at linebacker, but this is a good football team that they've put together.
Yeah, it definitely is, without a doubt.
Yeah, and they're number 7 right now. Now they're lucky. They're lucky that last week the Patriots lost, and the Chargers are shit in the bed. How they lost? I don't know. They're playing the Dolphins this week. The Jets have a good chance to make the playoffs. I think that obviously this is a big game for them. And now the Giants, they took the tie. I thought Dable was probably one of the worst. I can't say worst. It wasn't his best job coaching so far this year. I thought that there was. I thought he played almost not to lose in a couple spots, and I thought the clock management and the play calling was terrible in some spots. So I'm a little disappointed in the Giants, but they came out with a tie. Everybody was picking them to lose. Everybody said the Redskins were the hottest team in football. The Giants don't have a chance. Well, the Giants had a chance. They at least tied it. But the day I came out of there with this, Jeff, and I think I saw a big change in Giant fans online after this game was Daniel Jones is the quarterback of the Giants for the future. And if anybody doesn't realize that, they're not watching enough. The kid played a great football game. He was one-sided all by himself on offense sometimes. Daniel Jones is the Giant quarterback of the future. Is he going to be the greatest quarterback of all time? I have no idea. But he's definitely the quarterback going forward.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, he cut down on turnovers, but he's not getting any touchdowns. But then again, his wide receivers suck. But
yeah.
He has to step it up, and he's got to be able to lead what he has.
Jeff,
doing it.
Yeah, I would tell you that he had them in a position to win the game a couple times. And Slayton drops a wide open 40-yard pass, just in his hands and dropped it. He wins the game there. I thought the kid did a really good job. I mean, I think he counted for 7 first downs all by himself. I mean, he really ran the ball well. He threw the ball well. He just has no help at the receiving core. Offensive line's been a little spotty lately. Better this week, but still not great. Daniel Jones is the future. Big game for the Giants this week. This is going to be a tough one, Jeff. If I'm picking this, I can't pick them to beat the Eagles. The Eagles are just monsters right now. But the Giants got to come out there and they got to try to find a way to sneak this W because, you lose this one. I mean, the Seahawks are 7-5. They're playing the Panthers. That should surely be a win. And the Washington's on a bye, and they come back and the Giants play them again. So, and then you got the Lions sneaking around at 5-7. This is not over by any stretch of the imagination.
No, it's going to go down to the end.
Yeah, it really is. But you got to like the way your Jets are built. I think the biggest thing for the Jets right now is, what do you do in the offseason, Jeff? I mean, you built a good roster. You're going to have another shot of free agents. You're going to get another shot at some draft picks. The problem is, who's your quarterback? I mean, are you going to go draft another quarterback and then have to build a young kid up? Are you going to go in there and give Mike White and Zach Wilson another shot? Are you going to bring in an old vet in? I mean, that's the top. Yeah, Russell Wilson is Frankie popping it. Jeff, to me, that seems the biggest thing. Like if you're going to the offseason, how would you handle the quarterback for the Jets next year?
I don't know. It's a scary situation. You'd have to see who's possibly available, free agency or whatever, or where you land.
Do you make a run at a Jimmy Garoppolo if he's available? Do you is it
see if he comes back and see what he's all about?
Do you throw a boatload of money at a high price guy like a Brady or a Rodgers, which I don't think you get either one of those guys.
I wouldn't fucking sign either one of them. I couldn't do that.
All right. So, and if you're the Jets, do you draft a guy and then go into camp with Wilson and White and let them fight it out?
Oh, we got to see. Let's see where they end up. I think they're going to be out of reach for a quarterback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, well, of course. Again, I think they'll be out of reach of one of the really good. And again, I'm not. I've watched all these guys play in college. I don't think any Stetson Bennett and C.J. Stroud. I don't think any of these guys are great pros coming out. None of these guys are Bryce Young. If all these guys, they're not great quarterbacks. I don't care if anybody tells me. I watch them all play. There's a couple of guys that people talk about that don't get much ink. That are supposed to be these great players. We'll take a look at that later. They're not going to be around when you're drafting. You're going either with an established vet or you're bringing back Mike White and Zach Wilson.
Well, listen, you know what? You got to see, Tom. Right now, their team is built in a way that maybe they could trade next year's number one pick and this year's number one pick, but the bounty keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger for that. So we will have to see what the going rate is. If somebody else makes a trade, in off season for a quarterback or draft picks. I mean, somebody comes in, if the Jets have a deal with somebody and it's like this year's number one and next year's number one, and they're like, okay, that's not too bad. And then somebody comes and offers like 5 number ones. It's like, they get blown out of the water. That's it. Then their deal is, forget it, finished.
Yeah. And look at Frankie. Now he hates Russell Wilson. Frank, we told you before the season. I've hated Russell Wilson for years. Now you hate him.
Frankie, it's Christmas time, man. It's time to celebrate the birth of Jesus' birthday and shit, man. You're supposed to love everyone, including Russell Wilson.
Frankie, I agree with you. I think I got to get out to my gear here. I think you got to go with Mike White. Again, I don't think he's the answer for the future. I'm not sure about it, but I'll tell you, he's the deal right now. You hate the coach too, Nathaniel Hackett. Frank, you can become an honorary Giant fan if you want for the year. I'll vet you in. There's a little ceremony we do. We cut the wrist, we cut the palms, a little blood. We squeeze the hand, we burn the Saint, and you become a Giant fan for the year.
You don't want to be a fan over there.
You come right over to the good side, not to the dark side with the fake coach with the green stuff on. That guy's fake. That guy's a fake. You don't want to go over there. Come over to the blue. The team that has America's colors. Not that other team. Yeah, so do I. I hate the Niners. I've always hated the Niners. Going back to Bill Walsh and Joe Montana and Young. I hate all of it.
But why does Frankie want them to lose? So to see where they get rid of Garoppolo and his team gets a chance to grab him?
Maybe that might be. Well, they have a big decision to make too. I mean, do you bring back Garoppolo, who's forever getting hurt? I don't think they're running to Trey Lance, even though they were going to do that this year. There's all sorts of rumors that I'm going to throw in a boatload of money at Tom Brady or trying to drag Aaron Rodgers over there. Who knows what's going to happen to Frisco?
Why would you want Tom Brady? I wouldn't want Tom Brady.
Who wouldn't want Tom Brady? The guy's still playing. At 45 years old, the guy's still playing in top 5 quarterback. He's still the best there is.
He's too old.
He's not too old. If the guy had anybody playing around him, he'd win another Super Bowl this year.
He's too old. He's too old to build your team around. The Jets are too young to have him.
My man is he's just miserable tonight. We're gonna have to let him go.
Too old.
He's not too old. You're only as old as you feel. Today I feel 105, but
that's the case. I'm about 900 today.
Frankie, I told you beforehand that you weren't going to be happy with Russell Wilson. Not only is he a shell of the former quarterback he once was, which I didn't think was great back then either, but he's a shell of that, and he's a cancer in the locker room. Guys just don't like the guy for whatever reason. Oh, that's why the Niners have they have the Niners number 1 pick. They want, unfortunately, that's going to be a high draft pick, Frankie. Sorry about that. Brock Purdy's leading the pack. Jeff, you ever hear Brock Purdy? Well, Purdy's he's the new quarterback. He's Mr. Irrelevant from last year's draft, and he's now the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. Your boy Baker Mayfield went to the Rams. Look at that.
Let me, I don't know. It's a weird year.
Yes, your boy
it really is. And the Jets, the Giants, the Broncos, they're all going in different directions. Although the Broncos seem to be spinning faster and faster every week.
Yes, the only worst thing ever is the Rams. Thank God, I hate the Rams. Oh,
you don't like the Rams now?
Hate Sean McVay. Hate him with 2 passions.
Baker Mayfield.
And I told you, I was talking about when you a second ago. They picked up Baker Mayfield trying to finish out the season because Matthew Stafford, sold his soul to the devil, and now the devil collected because he ain't ever going to be the same again.
Yeah, he's going to be paralyzed.
Yeah, that guy, forget it. He's got concussions, shoulder issues, elbow issues.
Yeah.
Holy God, damn! That couldn't happen to a better bunch of guys. I hate that team.
Really?
Oh. I can't tell you how much I hate the Rams. I can't even tell you how much I hate them.
Who is it that you do like? Because you hate every team.
I like Tom Brady.
He's a jerk off.
I like the Dolphins. I root for the Dolphins. I root for the Patriots. I like the Patriots. I like a lot of teams. But the ones I don't like, I really don't like. The 49ers, the Rams, any team that's got Pete Carroll affiliated with it, got to go. Hate Pete Carroll. Hate the Redskins because I hate Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera is Mr. Woke. I can't stand Ron Rivera. I hope he goes to Russia with a cannabis pipe and gets arrested.
Wow.
It has to do time not only in a penal colony, but in a penis colony. I want him to have to go into a penis colony and have to dodge penises all day. That's how much I dislike Ron Rivera.
My God, that's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
I'm just telling you how I feel, Jeff. So I have a lot of teams I dislike that I cannot root forever, and anything that Ron Rivera is involved in, that's it for me. He got to go.
I only hate certain teams.
Go ahead, Jeff. Who do you hate, Jeff?
The Patriots and whoever Tom Brady plays on.
Oh, you'll never change.
And New York team.
All I can tell you is one of these days you're going to come around and go, I should have rooted for the Giants and I should have rooted for Tom Brady.
For what?
For the greatness, Jeff. For greatness.
Fuck out of here.
For greatness.
Let me show you something.
God, what are you showing me?
I've looked and looked and looked.
Yeah.
And I can't see any greatness at all whatsoever.
None?
You
had nothing there?
Nothing there. Except when I look at the Jets and then it's oozing out.
It just oozes. You see oozing?
It's oozing. Yes.
So there's an infected penis, but we don't want that either.
Well, I don't know why you would want my penis.
I didn't say your penis. I just said an infected penis.
Whatever.
Guys, we're going to let Jeff go. I know he's not feeling well. He's a little under the weather. I'll finish up after Jeff says goodbye. I'll do all the commercials and all my goodbye stuff. But Hefe, I'll let you.
I've had some NyQuil. It's starting to kick in.
Go rest. I'll close up the show and I'll talk to you off the air, pal.
All right, man.
Catch you later. But feel better.
Thank you.
All right, that's Jeff. He's actually saying goodbye. We can talk about Brittany again. Why is she playing in Russia in the offseason? Because the NBA can't make shipment money on the airplane. Carrie, I understand your point. Here's the thing. Okay, I'm a huge sports fan. I watch basketball. I'm not a big basketball fan anymore. The NBA's trying to turn me off. The WNBA players don't make a lot of money because nobody watches. The NBA's had to supplement that for years. The only reason that's even still alive is because the NBA supplements their money. Because I give a lot of credit to those women. They're good basketball players, but it's very boring basketball. It's not exciting. And the problem is, and it's much like women's soccer. Sometimes it's all about getting people's eyes to the TV. So if nobody's watching the WNBA games because it's kind of boring, it's like watching the XFL or the USFL football. Nobody watches. So they can't pay Brittany Griner millions of dollars like LeBron or those guys because they don't make enough. They're not bringing enough people to the table. That's the problem. Listen, they're fantastic athletes. They're good basketball players, but the game that they play is very boring. I love fundamental basketball, but I tried to watch some of their games. It's boring. And to be honest with you, Carrie, I don't know where you stand. I don't know where you stand on it politically, but they've also turned off a lot of people. I don't know if Frankie's still out there, but when you make a decision that they made to bring in, when you're struggling, the last thing you want to do is bring in controversy or tune out half the country. So as a fan myself, even if I wanted to watch their games, their stance on the standing and kneeling for the anthem has turned me off. So I don't want to watch their games. So if I was on the border, you lost me. So there's a lot of reasons why nobody watches their games. There's a lot of reasons why they can't make money. They did a parade a couple years ago. One of the teams won the championship, and there was literally nobody outside at the parade. The buses were driving down the street. Nobody was there. And I'm not saying they shouldn't try to change it, make it better. I don't know how, if you can, or what you can do to do that, because their physical abilities do not allow them to take the game to the level of the NBA. And it's unfortunate. I don't know how you fix that. I'm glad that they have a place to play. As far as going across the world to play, you can make a lot of money going to these countries. Big stars like Brittany Griner, I guess she's a big WNBA star. You can go there and make some cash. And I think that's great. But if you do that, you run the risk of getting in trouble. Getting in trouble here, especially when if you're some sort of star, is one thing. It's another thing to do that in a foreign country, and I think if you're not smart enough to realize that and you make the mistake she made, well, then you deserve to get in trouble. Now, do I think for what she did, she deserved to go to a penal colony for 9 years? No. That was political show, and I'm glad she got out. Not at the expense of Paul Whelan, but I'm happy she got out because she did not deserve that. But she and only she put herself in that position. So, you're a big girl. You got to face. You got to do the time. They say, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. That's where it goes. But listen, she's out. Nobody's going to send her back. Nobody in her family, including her, is going to say, no, don't take me. Take somebody else. I get it. She did not deserve to be there. But you open up a can of worms to what happened when you leave a member of service there for 4 years for doing nothing, just being accused. He didn't commit a crime. He was just accused of something. He was never, it was never proven that he did anything. And the man's still locked up, yet she actually broke the law, and now she's home. So I think that's what people are offended by. I'm watching social media, and people are really upset about it. And I think rightfully so. Again, that's my take on it. Again, in the WNBA, I don't begrudge them. Keep playing. They've been doing it for 20-something years. I just think the brand of basketball they play is boring, and it's not conducive to dragging people's eyeballs there. How you fix it, I don't know. I don't know how, but them being paid money like the guys in the NBA or close to it, never going to happen because they just don't generate enough cash. They just don't generate enough cash. So I hope that answers it, Carrie. I'm glad you brought it up, and I'm happy you're sticking with us for a little bit tonight. Again, I'm going to wind it up in a few, but again, guys, we talked a little about Aaron Judge. I'm glad he's back with the Yankees, but wouldn't have broke my heart if he left. Jacob deGrom is taking his show on the road. I don't know how the Texas Rangers gave him 5 years, $180 million, but they did. So good for them. But the guy hasn't pitched enough. I said it before, Frankie, if you're still out there, the Mets won 101 games without DeGrom. They're certainly going to have a good year this year. But don't buy into the bullshit. Getting Verlander is not the same as having DeGrom. Verlander's nice. Don't get me wrong. He just won a Cy Young. His playoff record and World Series record is not great. He's 40 years old. There's a tendency there's going to be a tendency to kind of dwindle at the end of the year, kind of like Scherzer did. So, and they better win in the next year or so because this is not a team built for the long haul. This pitching staff's getting $80 million a year for the next couple of years. And if they don't win it, I hope he's looking to spend more money. So that's an interesting part to that. But congrats to DeGrom, and you know what? Congrats to the Mets. They did a really nice job not running and throwing money at that situation. They made their offer, good one, 3 years, $120 million, and he didn't want to be in New York. That's just the bottom line. So, congrats to DeGrom and to the Texas Rangers, and of course to the Mets for doing a good job. And just to finish up my Jets and Giants talk, both teams are. Yeah, I agree with that, Frankie. The Jets and Giants talk. Listen, guys, I think both teams are markedly better. Both teams are ahead of schedule where everybody thought they were going to be this year. The Jets have more talent right now, but the Giants play with a little more heart. Good test for both teams this week. Probably the two best teams in football. The Giants and Jets are going to face the two of them. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. But no matter what, we're going to have playoff atmosphere football here for the next month. And I'm looking forward to that. It's a lot better than the last few years where, come middle of November, this season's over for us in New York. So we'll see how it plays out. But it's a good time. If you're a sports fan here, especially in the New York area, we're talking good stuff for the Mets, good stuff for the Yankees, good stuff for Jets and the Giants. I'll pay attention to basketball and hockey later on. Wasn't much in the music categories today, so I didn't really pull anything down. So I'll try to beef that up next week when Jeff's back and we do all that. So unless you guys got something else for me, I'm going to wind the show down. Again, thanks to our good buddies over at Hemp Wizard Beard Care Company. They're coming out with a line of Sunday Audible. That's right. The Sunday Audible show has their own fragrance of beard care product. That's right. It's now on their website, hempwizard.net. Visit Mike and Joe and buy some bottles. I will be buying some. By the way, I got some Hard Rocket Sports T-shirts left over. If you guys don't have a Hard Rocket Sports T-shirt, you want one, let me check on the sizes. Send me an address, and I'll see if I get some out into the mail. I got a few left. I got a couple of women's left. I think I got a couple of men's, but I'm not sure the sizes. So if you're interested in a Hard Rocket Sports T-shirt for free, I'm not selling. I'm giving them away. Let me know, and I'll get them out to you if I got them. So let me know. Make sure you private message me what's your shirt size and your address, and I'll do the best to get it out there to you guys. But again, my buddies at hempwizard.net, they got a new line, a new scent out for beard care. It's called The Audible, and it's for our show, our Sunday show, our Saturday show, The Audible. I actually think I do carry. Send me your address. If I have one, I'll let you know. If you don't mind sending me your address, I don't want to get I don't get personal. If you want a shirt, I'm pretty sure I have one. I'll let you know when I get off the air. But you can send me your address and I'll get it out to you in the next week or two. Frankie, send me your address. Pretty sure. Let me know what your size is. They run a little on the small side. They're nice shirts though, but I got a few left and I'm going to empty out the closet. I want to make a new order for some new type shirts. So I want to empty out these. But again, visit my good buddies, Mike Castano, Joe, and Mike Weissman from Hemp Wizard Beard Care Co. for all of your holiday gift giving needs. Those are the men. And guys, like I said, thanks for tuning in. Love having you guys around. And we'll come back next Thursday night. Hopefully Jeff will feel better. 2 more shows before Christmas. And then, of course, the 22nd is the big holiday extravaganza. I don't know what we're going to do. I've had a bunch of people on. I got a lot of no's. So I don't know if we're going to have too big a holiday extravaganza, but I'm going to give it a shot. But we'll do a lot of stuff the next couple weeks for Christmas, as well as sports and music. And, of course, thank you to everybody out there who's paying attention. Thanks to my dad for popping on. Thanks to all of our show friends, the Hemp Wizard guys and R4 Records and Sam Bone and Jay Giasio, all our good buddies. Thank you for being a part of the show. So, again, thanks, everybody. Have a great night, great rest of your weekend, a great week. We'll see you back here next Thursday night on the Hard Rocket Sports Show. So, for Jeff Dolwinski, myself, and everybody here at the show, have a great night. Carrie, you too. Have a great night. Have a great week, and we'll see you then. Take care.